Alright, and I'm playing Falcor, another opponent on the opposite side of the table. I do want to play first in our last round here. Is this a keep or not? I mean, it's a horrible hand. My hands are always pretty bad. But at least it has like some of like my better spells. Drawing a swamp would be ideal, but just getting any lands online gets me into yeah, you know, I'm gonna keep it. I just hate mulliganing, especially because I am playing first. I don't want to go down super low. I could be wrong. I'm thinking of like the, you know, getting out of this mess of a hand. I don't care. I like it. I'm keeping it. Opponent kept also. Let's see what colors my opponent's playing. Mr. Falcor, 2/2/2. What you got for me, honey? Ooh, the reds. How aggressively reds are you? We're each 1-1. There's no flyer that's going to come down super fast. It's just Aerial Volley is just going to chill for a while. Assuming there are even flyers in my opponent's deck. Drew Might of the Masses. What a great draw. What a fantastic draw. Alright, I need land next turn. Even that wouldn't be fantastic, but at least start getting towards being able to play some spells. Opponent's green-red. Fellow green drafter. Looks like my opponent might be double queuing. There's a stop on my upkeep. So I'll try to pause through. A land! Look, I got a land! I'm going to play the Force Mage. That's right, it's a 2/2 for 3. What about it? What about it? What do you have at 3? Probably something better than a 2/2. Maybe not super better, but something. I'll attack in. No, I'm not going to attack it. I'm on blocks all day, every day. Ooh, maybe I should have attacked it. No. Am I going to do a Call of the Full Moon? Alright, that's kind of nice. I was like, what? You're main decking Aerial Volley? Silly. So silly. You want to attack? I'll trade. I'll trade all day. I need to get some lands out before anything good happens. Another Force Mage! Woohoo! Bash for 4. Boink! Opponent's not doing a whole lot either. But is now at 5 mana, while I'm still stuck on the shit time mana. I'm going to trade because I'm assuming something big's coming down that I won't be able to attack into, so I might as well save the damage. Oh, just another duder like that. Hey, 4 mana. Loves it. Loves it all day, every day. I'll attack, so I'm going to play the Disciple next turn to start getting some blocks on. If for some reason I feel it's advantageous to play the Might of Masses and then play Ghoul, I guess I'm okay with that. Could just play the Fetid Imp instead. Yeah, I'd play Might and Fetid Imp or the Disciple. I'm happy to, I want to play the Disciple. That's what I want to do. I'm probably just going to let a trade happen if my opponent goes for a block. We shall see. I'd only play the Might if my opponent also does some kind of trick that I need to, like, not just, you know, waste a card on. Like if his own Might. But, you know, if a Titanic Growth comes down, I'm still trading 1 for 1. Opponent goes for blocks. Your own Might. So you get +2/+2. I'm going to do the 2 for 2. Yeah. Since I've been stuck on the manas and I have like a good late game, it's worth it. Oh, and a Fiery Impulse. I see, I see. So it's still a 2 for 2. My Force Mage and Might for a Fiery Impulse and a Might, so it's not the end of the world. And then, yeah, I will go ahead and play my Fetid Imp. I can block the Thopter. Can also block the Garrip or whatever, but I'm not going to use it for that. Nissa! Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. I'm going to lose. I forget what Nissa does. But I know it's one of the good ones. You may search that for a forest card to reveal it. When a land is battlefield, 7 or more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So next turn, Nissa becomes awesome. Got it. That does mean I'm willing to start trading because I want to get blockers out of the way so that when the Planeswalker goes down, I might be able to like kill her. Because there's going to be a 4/4 protecting it no matter what. So yeah. Because now I presume Nissa's going to become Planeswalker and get a 4/4 on the battlefield. Could be wrong. Opponent could just not have drawn land. That's fine. Opponent has a Force Mage. Probably just going to attack in for 3. That's not a big deal. Can't block. Interesting. Do I attack? Don't have the double block. Thing is, do I want the freeze on the blocks? I think I don't fully care. I think I want to try to end the game. So this game goes long, I'm losing to a Planeswalker. Plus, getting this guy renowned is good. My opponent knows that my plane's a splash, so don't need to necessarily keep it up. Now the big boy comes in, I assume. No. Opponent's like, nah, I got this D. I got D on. I can just add stuff to the board and I'll be fine. Why are there 6 cards revealed? What did I mean? Oh, because my opponent revealed the top card. Still, why is there 6 revealed? Did I miss something? Put all cards. So my opponent whiffed, right? Force, yeah. Summerworld Alpha. And then on the bottom library. Okay, just checking. I'm going to dismiss all because none are in hand. Let's see what my opponent does. I assume just attacks for 3, but or not attacks. That's good. Yeah, he wants to protect Nissa. That's why. So I'm attacking Nissa for sure. I have a Might of the Masses up. Opponent has 1 card in hand. My opponent should have made a 4/4, just so we're clear. Like, easily. Then could have started doing some reveals. What are your blocks, friendo? Block, block, block. There's already a 2-for-1, and I'd rather just follow up with my Sky Snare Spider, to be honest. I'll only play the Might if my opponent like tries to do a trick as well. But I'm fine with like the block and then follow up with the Sky Snare Spider. Yeah. Because the Death Touch, it's like, sure. I don't want to waste my entire turn just doing a Might of the Masses. I'm going to attack through the 4/4. So there you go. Alright. So reveal the top card. Yeah, there's the 4/4. I will easily trade away my Shambling Goblin for Nissa. The question is, will I use my Might of the Masses to try to kill the 4/4 and shave my Goblin? I don't think so. Not to my opponent's, red and green open mana where I could just get blown out. Eat. Kill Nissa. Yay. Pass the turn. And now I have a combat trick and a 6/6 Vigilance Reach on the table while my opponent has... Gosh! Good cards. 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't even attack. Well, if I draw a creature, I can play the creature and then attack in with Might of the Masses, but I can't attack in without that. Because my opponent has 7 damage. So I'll just hang out. At least my opponent can't attack. But one good removal spell, and Sky Snare Spider's out of here. Although in red, is there a good removal spell? Yeah, there's the X, scaling removal spell. My opponent has so much mana right now that could totally take out the Sky Snare Spider. Might be able to save it with a +1/+1 if my opponent taps incorrectly. Clearly not blocking. My opponent has to have something here. Allows me to attack in next turn. Which I'm gonna do. Opponent could still have like a Titanic Growth. But I have to go for it. I have to. I lose to Titanic Growth anyway. Like, I can't just sit back on this Sky Snare Spider. Alright. So maybe my opponent has the a Might of the Masses also. I don't know. That was a good exchange for me. Not too sure. So I might be able to steal this win based on my opponent using the wrong Nissa ability at first, as well as that was a weird attack. My opponent didn't do anything with the mana after that. Ooh, that's a nice draw. I'll do the planes because even if I draw my splash, there's no way I'm going to be able to cast it this turn with the mana. Well, it gets a bunch of lands out of the way. What did I reveal? What's coming up? Veteran's Sidearm! That's a good card. Right, guys? Right? Alright, I'm still just going to hang out. Because I don't want to play Might of the Masses into a combat trick for my opponent. Lightning Javelin. Alright. I don't like that my opponent gets to scry, but such is the life. Could save it with the Might of the Masses, but I'm hoping to do like a 2-for-1 in one way, shape, or form. And I get a really shitty card here, but that's fine. Am I playing too conservatively by not attacking right now? Because my opponent double blocks. I'm actually, I don't want to play as though I have a combat trick. Ooh, okay. I'm definitely on defense now. I just need to draw into some more cards that help me get a different board presence. Alright, I'm playing the patient game. I'm happy to play a patient game. Opponents and I seem to have drawn this equal number of lands. I mean, Nissa grabbed one, but maybe there's one in my opponent's hand as well. Oh no, that's bad for me. That can just plunk away number of turns at a time. Titanic Growth is good. So at least next turn I'll be able to like bash in with Vigilance and maybe get a lot of damage in. Because I assume the Freeze Rifle is going to crack in. I'm going to crack back with multiple combat tricks up. I don't think there's anything in red and green that can get through this additional +5 power and toughness. So that'll be nice. Vigilance is so key here. Because my opponent tries to do some blocks, like I'm still not taking tons of damage. Because I'll still have my blocker up. What else is there? Fastwood Gorger. Okay, maybe I do have to think about this. My opponent's just getting huge on me, drawing the better spells than myself. That's a nice draw. If I attack for 7, hold on, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so I can play all my spells by playing a land. So if I attack for 7, what are the blocks here? I can get up to 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I can do it 12, 12. My opponent can do those blocks, but I have a really nice follow-up. So yeah, I think I do just want to clear the board away. Let's see what my opponent does on blocks. Let me make sure my mana's right. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, plus 2 and 1, and I'll be able to play a land. Okay, good. Yeah, I do want to attack. Because I think what I'll be able to do is make some favorable trades with the growth and the Might of the Masses. depending on how my opponent blocks. Clear away some of these big old beefy dudes, and then follow up with it, the Sentinel of the Eternal Watch. Okay, so if I just do Titanic Growth, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's fine. So for now... Oh, I want this guy to die, of course, in case something silly happens. For now, it'll just be Titanic Growth. Just double checking math, that's 9 and 10, so we're good for now. 6 and 5, yes. Okay, we got our 2 for 1 on. Playing the Sentinel. Allows me to tap down the Death Toucher. I have good blockers, and I have even a Might of the Masses for a little +2/+2 action as needed. We did draw our most powerful spells, which is key. Gives us hope to possibly get through this game with a win. I'm going to attack again, so my opponent doesn't have anything. 4, 5, 6, 7. The Might of the Masses can get there. Should I attack him with Sentinel as well? My opponent double blocks at 4, 5, 6, 7. If my opponent has anything, though, I'm blown out, and I can't really risk the Sentinel going down, can I? Yeah, my opponent can't let really both through, can they? I'm going to attack with both. My opponent's saying, what a draw. I'm like, dude, you got Nissa, and look at your draw. My opponent has a great draw, too. Okay. If I go for the win here, what can my opponent have to where I lose if I go for the win versus like just pumping my guy? The removal spell here. Yeah. I don't think there is anything, because it's no matter what a +1/+1 win. Alright, got there. My opponent didn't have it. Whew. Close. Close, close, close. Was nice to... I will say, I mean, my opponent says, like, what a draw. Yeah, I was able to get the Sentinel out. So that was very, very good. It's the only way I could have won that game. It's also my opponent had a pretty sick set of cards as well. There are the little flyers, so I'll keep the one aerial volley in, but it's not particularly impressive, so I don't want the second one in. Helped to get that, yeah, I'm going to keep it the same. The first aerial volley helped me get that enchantment, you know, not onto that Thopter, so I was able to stay alive long enough. I don't think the Caterpillar needs to come in for that one artifact. It can play multiple spells a turn to get rid of it. I think so. I don't know how right that is, but that's what I'm doing. That's the game plan. I gotta keep. We can, but they're always weak. Opponent mold down once, mold down twice. My opponent will have plenty of time, though, to draw out of the mole situation, since my first... I mean, Eyeblaze hasn't good against my opponent with what the X1s are for my opponent's deck. At the very least, it'll take a Dragon Fodder. So next turn we'll take out a Goblin here. Maybe that enchantment comes down and there's enough pressure early on that I don't get through it. But I think the weight kills that enchantment on a token. Boggart Brute. Yeah, my opponent has a Dryer, but I mean, I get to do a lot of answers. My opponent doesn't have a lot of cards, so if I keep drawing this way, well, it's not gonna work out so well, but get to stabilize a little bit here. My opponent will bash in for 3 again. I'll block the Goblin with my Eyeblight Assassin, right? Is that what it's called? My opponent... lagging a little bit on the computer here. Ooh, Summerworld Alpha. Actually, that's what's going to get the Way to the Underworld, for sure. Which means this Boggart Brute's going to be doing a whole lot. Do I make a trade here? No. It's 1 point of damage. Because Summerworld will pump it and that'll be like, ooh, okay, yeah. Game on, friendos, game on. I'm still going to keep my Eye Blight to block the Goblin next turn. I just want to stay alive long enough. My opponent's got me on with this Menace Dude a bit of a clock. Still, my opponent's deck showing really well based on mulling down to 5 on the play. Mind you, I am a bit flooded still. Here I will make a block to make my opponent use a card. Might of the Masses, sure. Card is down, opponent has no more cards in hand. I have my big ol' 6 drops to start stabilizing next turn. I have 6 things, my opponent has no cards in hand for my turn. I'm not doing anything. I'm going to start with the Sentinel, the Eternal Watch. Opponent has a Messenger. I could still not have enough time to recover here. Opponent revealed Gaia's Revenge, and okay, whiffed on that guy. Just because I told you how much I hate that card. Now our Empath is a nice draw. Opponent has no cards in hand. It's nice to get this guy on because once we get the Spider down for more stabilization, this will help us draw into another creature. Start getting online. I really actually don't want to attack with the Sentinel. Because my opponent can have a trick of some kind to kill it. 4, 5, 6. It's more important as a removal spell right now, so I'm going to wait till I'm more stable. Start bashing with the Skysnare Spider next turn. And then we're just going to hang out. Keep tapping down the Menace Evasion guy. Prey Sentinel stays alive. Opponent has some pretty sick cards in deck. Remember we saw Gaia's Revenge. Stuck on mana. Doesn't seem to have any rampers. Of course, Nissa could come down and make things really challenging anytime. Okay, cool. Now I'm happy to attack with the Skysnare Spider, especially with having Titanic Growth backup. I'm not going to attack in with the Sentinel. It's not worth the risk of like a combat trick blowing out. And I think there's enough pressure with the Skysnare Spider that we're fine. Start with Llanowar Empath. Try to get another creature out. Do I want both? I think I do want both. What do I want now? I want the Ghoul now. Nope. I want you on top and you on top. Because this way I can get another creature out. Ooh, I just have fixed. I don't want to do that. My opponent has a bunch of mana up, something could happen. So like I said, whole game plan here was to try to stay alive long enough. To get to the big 6 drop, and we got there. So I'm feeling pretty good about that right now. Still happy just to attack with my Spider, since my opponent now has the big old 4/4. My opponent could go for the double block. No, it's just chumping. Still okay with that. Seen any sweepers? Is there even a sweeper in red in this format? I don't think so. So I'm fine running everything out. Absolutely everything. Now I'm happy to get the Rocks Mauler down. If my opponent wants to attack with a Boggart Brute, I can double block and we're fine. I will attack with everything except for the Fetid Imp right now. With Titanic Growth up, it keeps me pretty well safe from anything my opponent can have. I don't mind if the Boggart Brute wants to trade with these two. I want the Fetid Imp to be able to kill the Rock Mauler if needed. Opponent has only one card in hand. Okay. I was going to say it could be a pump to try to kill a spider, but it looks like that's not the case, so... Yeah, and that's it. Which is pretty understandable with my opponent mulling down. So I'm not going to lie, I'm pretty excited that this really bad deck was at least able to go 2-1. It's kind of what I would hope for, and how to try to somehow play through a really bad deck and just have at least solid, not solid creatures, but at least have like creatures and tricks and stuff. So there we go. Thanks for watching, everyone. Comment, subscribe, and like on YouTube. You can find me on Twitter, __RJH___. I promise to respond on manabluff.com if you leave a comment on the main website, or little dinky little, hey, I post everything on manabluff.com. Hee hee. Again, thanks. I'll see you next week. Peace out.